And we have also introduced and adapted many new client-facing pieces of technology. And for information on that, we're going to turn it over to Matt. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Go to the red button.
Can you guys hear me?
We
Yes.
can hear you.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Hey everyone, it's Matt. I'm going to piggyback off that too and go into more of the client-facing technology that we have here for you guys. I'm kind of actually going to show it from client's perspective. So we're going to walk through engagement to uploading documents to you guys kind of communicating with us through our tax return management software and then to tax return delivery. So I'm going to go ahead and share screen here. So I'm starting basically in my email. Again, this is client perspective. So if you guys, like David said, a lot of the things here are going to be run through email. A lot of our softwares that you just saw up there, SafeSend, Karbon, Ignition, they're all driven via email. I'm going to go ahead and walk through like the first step that we're going to do here every year with you guys. It's going to be sending out our annual engagement. You guys can review, go over it. You'll receive an email. It's actually down here, this bottom one. Your updated service agreement from Duben Associates. You could click in. It's got a whole review and sign section. It's got kind of a welcoming. We included notes, but from here you would actually go ahead and click on review and sign. It's going to open up kind of Ignition's website. You'll see our logoing on pretty much everything. Ignition was new to our firm this year, so last year you guys might have seen something differently with engagements, but this is what we're probably going to be using going forward for the foreseeable future. And again, as a reminder, this is something that you guys will probably be getting annually, signing up annually. We're required to have annual engagements with our clients for tax return purposes. This is kind of a brochure detailing services, detailing our firm, who we are. You'll click through the engagements. This year compared to last year, we kind of offered a couple different package options for people. If some of our business clients are in here, you guys may have seen something a little different. It's because we have tailored your engagements to include other tax returns and things like that. We'll kind of quickly go through here. This details the services and more. Most of you that are already in this have probably already done it and signed up, but if there are a couple of you that have not seen this or unsure, you maybe have not signed up with your engagement. And again, to reiterate from earlier, we do need you guys to do this. So kind of walking through this process in case you maybe haven't done it. And if you haven't, feel free to reach out. We could help kind of walk you through it and get you set up. So we're just kind of going through the steps. I won't actually complete this section, but with our engagements, it does require some payment details. We have monthly engagement options, or if you would like to pay like an annual fee, you can. I could skip this part. I could sign, but it actually won't let me submit my engagement because I did not add payment. And then that's basically what it's saying. So again, that was kind of a quick rundown on our engagement platform, our proposal platform. This is something we're going to be doing every year for you guys. So just know when it comes to December, January, even the early part of February, this time next year, we're going to be sending these out again. It's something we're going to have to do every year. So just if you have questions, feel free to reach out to myself or Tracy. We'll be able to kind of maybe resend this if you haven't done it yet, or walk you through it. I guess the next step here, once you guys sign your engagement, we're coming up on that time and we're kind of already in it, hence the tax time kickoff. You guys are receiving all your tax time documents, all your source documents, your W-2s, 1099s, investment, statements from those type of companies, K1s, things like that. We're going to transition to you guys getting us those documents. And that would be through our client portal. Most of you should be set up on the client portal, and if not, please reach out and we could help set you guys up on that. Quickest way to do that would be visiting our firm's website, which is dubencpa.com. Up here in the top right, you'll see client portal. You click on that, you'll actually see down here, powered by Smart Vault. That is, again, another software, but they do white label our company's logo, so you should always see that on there. If you don't recall your password, but you're like, I'm pretty sure I uploaded last year, just go ahead and click this button, can't sign in. That'll be the way of resetting your password. Our firm, myself, Tracy, we don't have the ability to reset these things for you. So if you've used the portal before, you're going to have to go ahead and click can't sign in here. Smart Vault, along with some of our other, softwares that we kind of use for you guys, they have good help support, honestly, for you guys too. So if there was ever an issue, even with Smart Vault, you could go ahead and use their chat feature. You would actually select this option as a client. Someone else invited me to share files using Smart Vault, and if you have any questions, that is actually really good at answering those questions. But again, feel free to reach out to us. We know the programs very well here, so happy to help. Now that we're in, you'll see again our names up here. I'm kind of going to walk through maybe like uploading documents or just showing you kind of the breakdown. I'm going to head to view files and folders. This is actually a section when you click view files and folders, if you have multiple client portals, or we call them vaults here at the office, you'll actually see all the different vaults that you're linked to. For some of you, it's probably just one. It's just going to be your individual. You'll see your last name, first name, maybe a spouse's name there with you. That's probably going to be your main vault. But for some of you that have businesses or, multiple kind of different client files here at our office, there'll be different vaults. You could actually toggle in to different vaults from there, or you could go back and select a different vault as if you want to upload documents to different kind of vaults or different client files here. But for individuals, again, you'll probably stick to this. These labels are all related to tax years. So tax year 2020, 21, 22, 23. We're going to be working in 23 this year. So please upload them all to client source documents. You could click in here. We're going to upload documents into client source documents TY23. You already see I pre-uploaded a lot of my things, but if I had another doc come in today, I could actually click on upload file. If I have it saved on my desktop, I could just go ahead and drag and drop that into the website. Whoops, sorry about that. And so it'll kind of show here, then you could save your document and it'll actually store it all here. And that's kind of the quick breakdown of that. I think it's the quickest way of doing it. There's other ways, obviously, you could click upload documents here. I find it much easier and to use Smart Vault this way, like view files and folders, click on your file, TY23 client source documents to upload. We will always have copies of client tax returns saved here. Since we haven't completed mine, there's nothing in this section yet. If you're one of those clients that likes a client organizer, please reach out. We could actually upload a copy of your client organizer here, and then you'll be able to access it whenever you want and fill it out at your leisure. So that's the quick overview of Smart Vault. I highly recommend, or we highly recommend, with anything, this is unrelated to just tax returns at this point. If you get tax notices, if you have things with sensitive data, you should always be uploading documents to the portal. Never use email. Never, if you need to send things via mail is okay. We would obviously prefer uploading. It's much quicker, much safer. It requires you to have a password. It requires our firm to have a password. So there's extra layers of protection there. And again, anything with sensitive information, please use the portal. Do not use email. Your email is not safe. Our emails are not safe. It's one of the easiest things for people to hack. So we got to work on that. And like if you do get notices or anything like that, I know the folders sometimes are a little, what would be the word? There maybe aren't so many options here, but feel free to just upload client source documents. Our office, every time you upload a document, we get notifications. So we'll be able to go ahead and move that to a different folder if we deem so. We could review from there and discuss those things with you guys. I also highly recommend uploading and maybe just sending a note to us via email, just saying, hey, I uploaded this notice. Can you please review and get back to me? And then we'll be able to kind of kick off from there too. But next steps in terms of your relationship or related to tax returns with us is we're going to go from we've done the engagement, you've uploaded your tax documents, our firm gets a notification, we review the documents that have been uploaded, and we go ahead and kick off the tax return project here at our office.
Just as a side note, Matt, before you jump, if you have the ability to use PDF as your file type, we do recommend PDF versus
HEIC.
or images or pictures. Pictures don't always upload the same way that you expect them to. So if you have the ability to use PDF, please use PDF. And if you can name your files, it does help.
Does help. And Matt, when clients are uploading their files to the vault, do you receive a notification?
Yeah, Tracy, both I and Tracy get notification. I believe Tracy's is set up like hourly. We get we set them up on a time frame. So yes, we get notifications on uploads too. If something is definitely time pressing too, I always highly recommend send an upload, shoot a quick email to either Tracy, I, or maybe one of you guys too, just saying, hey, I uploaded this document. Do you mind reviewing it? Because sometimes the upload notifications are time based by SmartVault too, so we might not get it instantly on our end. All righty. So we've discussed the engagements. We've discussed the uploads. We're moving on in terms of what we're doing here behind the curtain is we've seen that you've uploaded documents. We're going to go ahead and start the tax return project. Our kind of project management software that we use here is called Karbon. It is actually something that allows us to communicate from the software directly to clients as well. So when we're in the tax return project, we could come up to a point where, hey, we believe, Matt Duben's missing this W-2. We're going to be able to actually send tasks from within Karbon to our clients. So I want to make sure I kind of show you guys what that looks like. It is something new. We haven't done this historically. So the way that works is you're going to actually get an email. And so I'm going to come in here. It's actually, so this was from Tracy Harrison, the colleague that we've mentioned that just recently came on with us. She is sending tasks to me as Matthew Duben, the client, to confirm that all documents have been uploaded and schedule a tax meeting. And then from here, I could click on Manage Checklist. And then from here, we have the ability to actually say we forgot to upload a document, or there's something that, you have a summary sheet, or you need to summarize some notes for Christy or David. You could actually go ahead and put this here, and this allows you to communicate almost like in a chat feature directly to us. We could actually respond directly back to you from here. But like if you have a rental property or something that happened that you want to be aware, you just want to just let us know, you could say, hey, sold my property this past year. I uploaded the 1099-S. Please review. And you can just send us notes from here. Or if you forgot to, upload a document, this is kind of your double check. This is what we're sending out when we think you've uploaded all your documents. But there could have been something that came in late. You could actually go ahead and take time. Let me go back to SmartVault, upload a document here, check this off. From here, we're giving you guys, this is another new little bit of technology we're using this year. It's kind of using a bookings link. Some of you probably use Calendly or other things like that. So our firm currently is using bookings with Microsoft. We are allowing you guys the ability to go ahead and schedule time at your leisure, what works for you with David and Christy to schedule a tax return review meeting. There's different options on David's right now. He's got 30-minute video conferences, 15-minute quick calls, but we also have tax preparation meetings in person for an hour, tax preparation meetings for video conference for an hour. And from here, you could pick your time slot that works best for you with which date works best. The ones in green are where he's got availability. You'll see here that like 4 o'clock's not available. There's time in here between 10:30 and 3. Those are probably already booked on his calendar. So but we wanted to give you guys the ability. I feel like over the last few years, we get a lot of requests of send us a couple dates, and it's a lot of back and forth, or because we get so busy here during tax time, it's kind of hard to hold a day, confirm that works for you guys. So we feel this is actually a great way to give you guys a little more power to kind of book where you feel that book where it works best for you guys. So that's kind of how that's going to work. After you book that appointment, you can go ahead and check this off. Our office, actually Tracy, because she's the one that sent that, will get notified that you guys have completed the checklist, and that actually triggers the next steps for our preparation. We're going to go into the preparation mode of starting to prep your return. We're going to see what day you scheduled that appointment. We'll go ahead and put a note for David or Christy that Matthew Duben has an appointment on this date. Another accountant here, Mark Matthews, who some of you may know, is probably going to already start working on the preparation of your returns. I'm mentioning Mark's name too because you may see additional requests later along the tax return process where Mark Matthews is actually sending you a checklist and he's saying, hey, I believe I'm missing some info. He'll put some notes in that task list for you and say, can you please send me this? Or I don't see this, but I know we've had it historically over the last few years. Do you mind commenting on whether this is still around, or please upload the document? So there's going to be, with Karbon, there's kind of this back and forth communication layer, a little bit separate of email, but it's all driven through email. It's kind of driven through these checklists with Karbon. It's new, but I wanted to kind of show it to you now in this kind of simple format, but it is going to be something that I think is useful for us and useful for you guys to kind of keep you guys in the loop of where we're at along the tax return project, and then kind of be able to get answers quicker ahead of meetings and things like that. And then kind of going ahead into the process, the last step really between us and the clients with technology, I guess, would be the delivery of tax returns. So you guys, I have my meeting with David for my tax return review meeting. Everything's fine and dandy. He sends a task over to myself or Tracy to go ahead and send out the tax return to the client via SafeSend. This is our newer tax return delivery software too. So when we email out your tax return, you're going to get an email like this. It's going to have our name here. Again, our logo's here. The email is coming from noreply@safesendreturns.com. This platform is very similar to a DocuSign, but it is definitely geared towards the accounting industry. It's meant for accountants and firms to kind of be able to deliver tax returns to clients in a nice, clean, virtual blue folder that we used to mail out to all you guys. But here you would go ahead and click this blue button. Let's get started, and it's going to open up this link. I uploaded a version of my last year's tax return so we could kind of walk through this for us. Again, you'll see here our logo. You'll click Get Started. You entered the last 4 digits of your social security for security purposes. And then on top of that, not only are you doing that little code to get you here, you're going to have to request an email address code. This is just to make sure that no one's kind of got control of your email and things like that. And like I mentioned, even with Smart Vault before, SafeSend's got a great support tool as well. Always feel free to reach out to Tracy or I, but if you do get kind of stuck, they have a really nice kind of OWL tool. They call him SafeSend Steve. He can walk you through the process too of kind of getting your return signed. What kind of is all this saying? But to a quick overview, this is where you would actually see refunds and whether you owe money or you do refunds for the tax year. According to this, I'm going to get a refund from the IRS for $2,000, but I owe the state of California $341. Down here, you'll actually see estimated tax payments that we're recommending you make. So we're actually recommending that I make a $300 estimate to California. It's kind of the summary sheet of your return. We'll go ahead and kind of click through review documents. This is kind of where you kind of can see your tax return, things like that. The next screen is the e-signature. So this is kind of like a DocuSign. You put your information in here, birthday, the spouse, similar to DocuSign too. This is going to go to the main taxpayer first, and then it's going to be sent to the spouse secondary. So the main taxpayer is actually being required to add the spouse's email address here. And then this will be sent to her after her to the spouse after the main taxpayer signs. I'm not going to go through it because it's going to actually ask a couple of those questions. Actually, let's see, because I do think it's important to show you the voucher side of things. Let's see how this looks. So again, these are like DocuSign type questions. So you could get through and basically say who you are. You'd sign your tax return this way. Signature, next, finish. And then basically it's saying it's going to send it to my spouse to go ahead and sign their portion of it. Click next. And this is kind of the screen I really wanted to show you guys too. So if you end up owing taxes, the program itself is actually does a great job of kind of helping make these, not make the payments for you, but guiding you on how to make them. The program will not make the payments for you, but it will. If you want to pay online, it actually links you directly to the FTB's website. You can make your payment with a bank account, credit card. If you'd like to download the payment voucher and and you prefer to pay by check, you could go ahead and get the voucher, download it, and print it, and mail the check. What we do recommend you do is you actually add payment details here, basically kind of confirming you did do it. It's a good way because you could always access this safe send return later. It stays in here available to you for 7 years based off of our technology retention. So you could always access the return this way. By putting the payment details in, you're kind of giving yourself that reminder. If you also see up here, email me reminder 7 days before payment is due. If you don't fill this in, you'll actually get automated emails from SafeSend saying, hey, did you make your California payment? It's due in 7 days on October 16th. Please log in and make your payment. Just a really cool feature. If I owed money to the IRS, it would have it there too. Yeah. If you click, I clicked next and it kind of did the estimated screen now too, saying it's due. Because I uploaded a 2022 return, a lot of these things are saying I'm late, but going forward for 2023, they'll have different kind of, it won't be a red exclamation for you guys. I just wanted to give a little overview of that. I think that's it for me for now in terms of, client facing technology. I don't think we've really ever done one of these, so I wanted you guys to kind of see it. Some of you have probably already familiarized yourself with it, but if anyone does have questions, feel free to reach out to myself, Tracy. Even some of these little support tools are great from the actual companies that we work with directly that kind of created these programs too. So I'll kick it back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Matt.